Welcome, Taurus, to your September 2023 ethics reading with me, Daniel Natal, where you'll get your Natal chart. Some of your themes this month are going to have to do with travel, family, kind of being, in touch with things that really matter to you this month. And you guys, by the way, remember, I don't really go by astrology insofar as I go by personality types, right? And astrology is very fundamental in kind of establishing 12 personality types. But there are other systems like the Myers-Briggs system, the DISC system, which also has 12 personality types, just like the Zodiac. I mentioned before, like juries have 12 personality types. All sorts of things are predicated on the fact that there are probably 12 basic personality types, and you're one of them. Plato, by the way, back there, my symbol is based on the A&E for actionable ethics, but it's also 3 layers, and he saw society as kind of like analogous to a human body, to a human being, right? Where there's a brain at the top, there's a heart, and then there's the kind of like the stomach, right? And he calls them 3 different aspects of the soul. There's the logical component, which is the top. Then there's the heart, which is the spirit, and then there's the appetitive part of the soul, which is appetite, lust, the senses, things of sensory stimulation. And so you guys would correspond, unfortunately, to the sensory stimulation kind of people in the society. So you have to worry about excess this month. So if you're going to have like a family get together, or you're going to be doing something kind of fun, don't overdrink, don't overdo it. Curb those impulses. I am a big believer in the universe kind of, having intuitive messages for you. So I have these cards here, these ethics cards, and they're basically a compilation of the greatest thoughts of the most illustrious thinkers, philosophers, ethicists in history. And I will deal out 3 cards at random. And I will see what the universe has to say for you this month. And the first card that we're going to read is, to educate a man in mind and not in morals is to educate a menace to society. And that's Theodore Roosevelt. Let's repeat that. To educate a man in mind and not in morals is to educate a menace to society. This is a big problem with our educational system, right? Where originally schools were seen as being incubators of character formation, and that was their main function. And then we started to get kind of utilitarian, and we started to see schools as simply vocational, right? You're being trained to be an auto mechanic or a lawyer or something. And when we do that, we bypass character formation, we bypass ethics. And when we do that, you're basically creating a menace to society, right? Like, for instance, our original term for sociopath was the morally insane. Back in the 19th century, they called them the morally insane, not the mentally insane, because they weren't stupid. They weren't, they didn't take leave of their senses per se, but they had no moral compass. And so to educate a man in mind and not in morals is to create a menace to society. And that's, something for you to remember this month, being a senses-based person, right? So don't take leave of your senses either, but more importantly, don't take leave of your morals. Another message for you is, the first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. Plato, right? And that gets back to just what I was saying, right? The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. And that's an important message to remember, because we're living in a society where they're basically telling you that you should embrace your vices, you should embrace your basest impulses, because it's a society that makes money off of vice, right? Gambling or alcohol or cigarettes or whatever. Insert vice here. So you have to conquer yourself to be truly free. And this is what Epictetus said back, in antiquity. He said that, no man is truly free if he's a slave to his vices, right? And the whole point of ethics is to make you free so that you're making your decisions. You're being guided by your inner values, not by external exigencies, like the heroin addict who steals a TV, not because he wants to steal a TV, but because he's driven by an external exigency, and namely his addiction, right? Is making him do things that he wouldn't otherwise do, that would be outside of his character. Ethics basically frees you from that, so that you are your own master, not some kind of vice outside of you. The third message for you is, it's from Confucius. Value the task more than the prize. Right? Value the task more than the prize. Confucius is one of the greatest thinkers, obviously, of all time. And he basically started a moral revolution, and he saved his society from the brink when it was going down. One of the few times in history, it was the Byzantine Empire that happened, where they added 400 extra years to their civilization by having a moral revolution. And Confucius did that in his part of the world, in China. And he said, value the task, not the reward. And that basically is, ethics is based on the means, not the end, right? Utilitarian behavior is based on the end justifies the means, right? So to a utilitarian person, if they want $1 million, they'll lie, cheat, and steal to get it. They don't care. The end matters. The means do not matter, right? For an ethical person, the means matter, right? The emphasis is always on the means. And that's what he's saying there. Value the task, not the reward, right? And so these are some of your messages from the universe this month, and I will see you next time. Remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you want some extra personal ethics coaching for an issue that you might have, you can set up a Zoom call with me by pressing the button below in the description. Pick what calendar date and time you want, and we can hash over whatever thorny moral dilemma that you may be facing. Also, check out my Ethics Fundamentals course. The links are below, and I will catch you next time.
The world is suffering from a moral decline. We've been lurching from one crisis after another due to a lack of ethics in society. You can do your part now by considering ordering my Ethics Fundamentals courses for your children, or if you're a small business owner, using them as part of your onboarding process for new employees. Employees these days have horrible soft skills. Help them out by teaching them ethics. Businesses lose 7% in revenue due to employee theft. Train a more ethical workforce and save some of that money. According to the Ethics Center in Australia, a 10% increase in ethical behavior is associated with an increase of 2.7 to 6.6% in individual wages. Implementing ethical structures makes your company more investable as well. Make ethics a part of your business processes, or if you're a parent, part of your homeschooling curriculum. Go to www.actionableethics.com and press the button to order the course. Actionableethics.com. Order now.